It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com, and Big G TV.
We're back here on the Coaches Show, brought to you by JHA Company. That's Josh Houston and Associates. Jewelry, letter jackets, yearbooks, graduation products, photography, and more. JHACompany.com. One of the local sponsors that all of these sponsors you hear help us bring this Coaches Show to you, and we've been doing it since 1993. And I don't want to say how old I was in 1993, but Coach Rutland, I guess you were bouncing a basketball somewhere at that time.
I actually senior year, going into my senior year maybe.
Is that right?
Yeah, high school, yeah.
Wow. So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
But last night it was the Battle of the Borough Part 2. Part 1 did not necessarily go your way, but the script kind of flipped, and last night got a win 63-40 over Riverdale.
Yes. Surprisingly enough, I mean, normally when you come off breaks, you don't know how your guys are gonna shoot the ball. We played really well. I was more worried because, even though our record doesn't show, but the last couple of games we've been playing really well, and I didn't want that streak to kind of like break us, just not being in the gym and stuff. But our guys really kept apart. We kept going, and the biggest thing is coming together defensively. One of my biggest saying is don't be selfish on defense. A lot of kids today will say, well, my man didn't score, or my man didn't do this, or my man. Well, if we lose and that team scores a lot more points than us, well, yeah, that's your man, and so we've been trying to catch it defensively, and that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest adjustment that I had to come and make at our school is the defensive end. I know we can score. I know we can shoot, but, we have to be able to stop people in order for us to be successful in postseason or whatever it is in the tournament. We got to play defense.
Yeah. Sometimes a break like this and you get a little momentum and you just don't know how that's going to affect the game right before. It was Rockvale,
yes.
And it was
5-point
loss to Rockvale, the team that's leading the district right now.
Right.
And so that shows a lot of growth from I was talking with Michael about November,
right.
From November to now.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, with this weather, I've had a couple of guys, we haven't been 100% healthy, whether it's, a bug that's going around, people are getting sick. So, I'm really proud of our young guys, and this is really going to be a good test for them and our future. The future is bright. I have a lot of sophomores, freshmen, juniors that are playing and stepping up, and this is what I want them to do is just get the experience for next year or the years to come. But at the end of the day, you never know. Like last night, we had a couple of sophomores step in and we end up winning. And I was missing one of my seniors, Josiah Cobb. He had a stomach bug or a flu or whatever, but for us to play really well defensively and offensively without one of our main guys was really key.
Want to talk about one of those as our SRM Concrete solid performer, Malik Sanders, 21 for you last night. Those were big points.
Yeah, and he's my guy, and I'm gonna stay hard on him. It seems like he's growing inches every day, but I want him to be really elite, and I'm going to push him to be real elite. The last couple of games, he had 21 against Rockvale and 21 against Riverdale. But, I push him to get more rebounds, or get some more stops on defense. And that has led him to get easier shots, whether it's on the offensive boards, just being around the basket more. And I think it's coming easier for him just by trying to go get those rebounds. But he has to understand my point guard, I really think, Kamani Bass, is really playing well for us. He's starting to get he actually is with us and got that football out of him, you know, and now he's starting to lead the team. He's getting paint touches. He's getting everybody involved. He's getting to the free throw line. Anything that you want a point guard to do, he's doing it. And so he takes us as far as we can go. And, you know, if he speeds up, we speed up. If he slows down, we slow down. And I want a little bit of everything, and he's doing that. And
the communication between coach and point guard and you know, just fully knowing what's, you know, surveying the field, what's going on there on the court.
Yes,
you know, all of that.
You know, it's just like the quarterback. We have a game plan, and I need him to understand it. And, you know, he's like an Energizer bunny. He's just going to run around everywhere. Even if he makes some mistakes, he's going to try to go get it back. And that's what you want from your point guard. You're the coach on the court. He's starting to be more vocal. You know, he's not used to that, you know, and, you know, I think it'll come. A lot of our guys are still young, so being a vocal leader is new to them. And I don't want to yell all the time, but, you know, it's starting to come.
I wonder, as a coach, when you're trying to control the pace of the game at some times, and maybe other times you want to jump into your press and, you know, try to create turnovers and things like that. Players just want to go 100 miles an hour all the time, and it's hard to win games like that.
It is, and that's one of our problems. I always say pay attention to details. When we don't pay attention to details, we get hurt 10 to 15 points a game. And if you look at our record and we lose by less than 15 points, you take away those details, our record is totally different. And a lot of times we'll get steals and we're going fast pace, and then we'll turn the ball over. You know, our job is to speed teams up, but not speed up ourselves.
Well, here's a prime example of that. Stewart's Creek, which is competing for a district championship, 62-59.
Yep.
On the wrong side of these, but last time you played Riverdale, 48-45.
Yep.
The Blackman game, team leading a district, 67-62, 5 points. So, you know, those are things that I'm sure you can preach to your kids and say, we do these 2-3 things differently. It's a different outcome.
And I've put it on film, and we watch, and I think they see it. I think the guys have to see it nowadays. When they look at film, they don't know what they're looking at. And so for me to put it on film and for them to see it, I think we're getting it. On defense, you know, it really started the Blackman game. You know, we held them to under maybe 43% in shooting from the field that game. We had a chance. And I told them it's like one or two things. They made like 2 or 3 threes back to back. That's 6 points we lose. You know, so it was just more of closeouts and stuff like that. But I think we did a great job against them. I think we out-rebounded them, which is really big considering how big they are, how physical they are. And then you turn around with Rockville, and, you know, our defense was really, really good for me because they're an up-tempo team. Yeah. And we held them to a lower scoring game for them, which gave us a chance to compete and maybe win. And I take that game, and, you know, it was a couple of mistakes here and there. We had a couple of steals. We turned the ball back over, or we missed a layup here and there, or we gave up easy layups through our defense. So, you know, the guys are getting it. The Riverdale game, the first time we allowed one of the brothers to hit, I believe, 5 or 6 threes, and we only held them to 2 threes. And, you know, so we did a really good job defensively, and it's given us a chance to win. And that's what I'm really more proud of our guys is they're buying in on the defensive end. I
just went back and looked at Rockville because they've won 102 to 75 in a game this year, but 65, 70, 81, 79, 87, and the score in your game was 37-26. So that's the prime example of that. Yeah. And sometimes it's hard for kids who want to go 100 miles an hour to appreciate the defensive side of the ball and what that can create for you in terms of points and offensively. Yeah, and when you get stops, you know, our best offense is your defense too.
When you have the possession, if you're going 100 miles per hour and you're just throwing the ball up, you're giving them an opportunity to score on offense. If we can make them play defense as well and we can score, we don't have to take a shot on the first pass. We just want the teams to play defense where next thing you know, they sleep on one play and then we'll get a layup or we'll get a wide open shot. So it's depleting for a team to play defense for like 30 seconds and then all of a sudden you give up an easy layup. But when a team like Rockville, who is like Golden State back in the days, they get out, they get steals, and they go, you want them to play a little defense, and then the offensive end, their legs might not be there towards the end where they're missing shots they normally make. So my guys, they're really playing well. All credit to them, and I'm really proud of the younger guys as well because they're stepping up, and this is what we've been waiting for. We're taking our bumps and bruises as we should, but I think the future is really bright, and I'm really looking forward to the next couple of weeks.
I think these next couple of weeks could be where we see you carry some momentum into the postseason too, and you play the regular season to get the best seed possible for the tournament, but these next 2 weeks are going to be pretty important for you.
They are. If we could stay healthy, I think we got that health bug out, but if we could stay healthy and keep continuing on the path that we're going, again, we lost 2 and then we won last night, but the last 3 games has been really great for us coaches. So little adjustments here and there, if we can get it. We're not playing the whole 4 quarters, but we're playing well enough to win a game in the last 3 games. And we came out 1-2. So I'm really proud of them. I've got to work on conditioning because, again, we've been out for a while, but, a lot of guys, and we're getting deeper on the bench.
Well, this week I have you on Tuesday hosting Stewart's Creek and then Siegel on Friday.
Yep.
And we're going to broadcast that game on Friday. Then the next week you've got Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I believe.
I guess, yeah. I mean,
I know you're taking it one game at a time, but that's a week.
And it's going to be good because it gives us momentum going into tournaments. The good thing about basketball, you don't get to dwell on losses and you play right away and make adjustments. So I think we'll be fine.
Tony, appreciate you coming in this morning.
Appreciate you.
Congrats on the win, and looking forward to seeing you on Friday night.
I appreciate it.
It's Tony Rutland, the head coach of the Oakland boys basketball team, here on the Coaches Show, which is brought to you by, Rick Hall, Rayburn Insurance agent in Smyrna. Give Rick a call for auto, home, business, and life insurance needs. Find out more about him and Rayburn Insurance at rayburn.net.